Hey everyone, and welcome to your Motivation Monday. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. If you did matches, I hope they went well. Hope you are rested and ready to kind of review them and kind of do your reflection and everything like that to ensure that you're just getting better. So this week I want to talk about set pieces and for a motivation piece is around set pieces. I think we have to start thinking about where your mindset is and where your focus is, right? And this is obviously critical to the entirety of your refereeing journey, but especially so when we're talking about the nuances of set pieces and how they can be so variable and whether or not you need to manage them differently depending on the level and on the game and so forth. It all really depends on having a really calm and focused mindset. So I'm actually building a reference guide, a little pocket-sized card that I'm hoping that will be useful to you guys and to other referees, where we start to go through a lot of these mindset exercises in terms of being able to give yourself the best opportunity to stay focused on the field and even more so during these critical set piece opportunities as well. So I'm going to go through kind of the punch list of what I think is a good mindset exercise routine, both before game or maybe in reflection or something like that. You can start to really use these to give yourself that confidence and build up to, that calm, composed refereeing mindset that we all need, right? The first part of it is all around centering yourself. And that is a fancy way of saying making yourself aware of your body and where you are. Now, you'll think that's crazy because, well, yeah, we drove to the field, we know where we are, right? But sometimes, yeah, you're at the field, but you're thinking about, cooking dinner when you get home, and you're thinking about the difficult conversation that you had with a significant other, or you're thinking about going out with friends after the game, or something like that, right? There's always other stuff there. But instead of focusing on all that other stuff, what I like to do is I like to start to control my breathing. I like to take some nice deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And it really, you start to control it, you start to go slower with it, and then it gives yourself the opportunity to kind of ground yourself, right? To focus where your feet are, where your body is, and to get yourself in that present moment to start to block out the distractions. While you're doing this, you can kind of give yourself some positive things to say, like, I am prepared and confident, or I will have a good game. Whatever works for you, whatever that's going to be. Um, while you're doing that breathing, give yourself something to visualize, whether it's a difficult moment where you're giving a caution, or whether it's confident composure in the midst of being confronted after a call. Think about your mechanics. Just think about what a good, strong, confident mechanic looks like, whether it's the indication of a foul, a strong whistle, intentional movement, how you're running on the field. All of this stuff, if you visualize that and you visualize yourself doing it successfully, you're going to have a much better chance of actually doing it successfully. Think about some goals that you're looking for this game, right? Set your intentions. And that is focus on 1 or 2 points that you want to improve on during that game. It's that simple. Could be positioning, could be foul selection, could be, your mechanics, whatever. Think of those 1 or 2 things and focus on them. Put them in the back of your head to constantly remind yourself that you're doing something that will move yourself forward in that goal. Talk to yourself in the best possible way. We're always in our heads and we're always thinking stuff. We're always talking or thinking our thoughts and so forth, right? Try to think of yourself in the best possible light, right? I don't believe that only talking about yourself positively is going to matter. And that's all you need to do, right? You still need to put in the work. You still need to be confident. You still need to make the decision, and you still need to set yourself up for success, right? But if you start to let these negative thoughts creep in and you start to let these things, kind of live in your head, and you don't give them a sort of a positive spin or anything to kind of counter them, you're going to run into kind of a lack of faith or a lack of belief in yourself and your abilities. And that doesn't do anybody any good, right? So I like to try to reframe anything and everything I can as an opportunity, or reframe it in as positive a manner as I can. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn. That's something that I go to, right? Or if I make a mistake, I can't fix it right now. I can learn from it. We're on to the next decision. And that's actually something I do all the time, where it's like, on to the next one, on to the next one. If I make a couple, on to the next one. You just gotta stay present in that moment, like we do kind of when we're taking our deep breaths. And maybe we go back to that in game. Take some deep breaths, calm yourself down, move yourself forward. That's the end of it. And I think if you do all of those things, you're going to really start to build your own confidence. You're going to have better posture out on the field. You're going to remember to stand tall. You're going to remember to relax. And ultimately, once you get really good at this, no matter the pressure, you're going to be able to smile. You're going to be able to enjoy yourself. And you're going to be able to look at everybody out on the field and say, wow, I get to do this. I get to be a referee. There's a lot of garbage around it, and I know that, you know that, and that's fine. We all deal with that in the ways we need to deal with it. But we get to be out there. We get to blow the whistle, whether it's for a U10, U12, or an adult league game. It doesn't matter. If you think about it in that way, you get to be the referee in this match. What a privilege. How awesome is that? How special does that make you? It's a pretty cool thing. When you start to reframe things in a much more positive way, you're going to have a much more successful time out on the pitch. And dare I say, you might just enjoy it that little bit more too. So that is your Motivation Monday. I hope you guys can take something from that. Maybe share your best ways of how you guys stay focused and everything, especially during some of these key moments like set pieces and so forth. And share them in the comments. I'd love to learn a little bit more. Maybe I might adjust my list here. And really, ultimately, it's all about just being able to put yourself in that moment to stay focused and to move forward. I know some people have like a physical tick where, they play with the watch band or their sweatband, or they do something with their whistle, or they're flipping things around. It is what it is. Whatever helps you stay focused and whatever helps you succeed on the pitch, I'd love to know what it is. So feel free to share in the comments. And on Wednesday and on Friday, we're going to do some sequence reviews all around some of the nuances around set piece management. I look forward to seeing you guys on those segments, and I look forward to your comments here. In the meantime, have a great week, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one.